So if you haven't heard, Netflix officially backed out of the bidding wars for WB, which means that Paramount is most likely going to be the one to acquire WB. And this is a great thing for the DCU, both on the TV show and movie side and the video game side too. And I know that it's an unpopular opinion, but it's definitely true when you start to dissect the facts about this situation. But to understand why this is actually great news for the DCU, you gotta understand the context of this deal. So to give the quick rundown, WB has been in the gutter and has been desperate to compete in the brutal entertainment market with the other companies like Disney and Amazon. Meanwhile, Paramount was also struggling to maintain their recurring revenue with their streaming platforms. So in 2024 and 2025, Paramount was having talks about their considerations when it came to acquiring WB, as they both were hoping an acquisition would be mutually beneficial. Then things escalated once Netflix started negotiating to acquire WB, mainly for the studio and streaming assets, and that's what started the bidding war. And Netflix was about to win the bid with about $83 billion for the studio and streaming of WB. Then Paramount swooped in and decided to completely go all in and offer $111 billion for the entirety of WB, which includes the studio, streaming, cable, and even the news somehow. Can't be the only one that didn't know that WB had a news sector. The merger hasn't officially happened yet, but it's likely to go through if everything else goes smoothly. One thing stopping this deal from being 100% guaranteed is that the deal has to pass antitrust regulations. There's a good chance that the merger could get flagged even when both Paramount and WB agreed to the merger. WB's rebuttal/defense is that they still have to face a ton of competition from other platforms like Netflix, Amazon, and Disney Plus, so they don't actually have a monopoly on entertainment. Now, the reactions to this news have been extremely dumb as usual, and it's pretty crazy that almost everyone is parroting the same exact opinion that even though they're both monopolies, Paramount is so much worse than Netflix. Sometimes it feels like no one actually says what they actually think authentically. They just tell the mass audiences what they want to hear. But the main thing people have been saying about this is that Trump and the CEO, who are buddies, which is truly one of the worst things you could ever do as a human being. Trump and the CEO, whose name is David Ellison, they're gonna make everything pro-Israel, MAGA, and conservative. They're gonna spread their hateful propaganda into every single thing that WB creates from now on until the end of time, and entertainment will never be the same because of it. But seriously, it's very funny seeing how these people react when they see higher ups in entertainment that are Jewish or pro-Israel, because if you said these things before the Israel-Palestine conflict, you would 1000% be labeled as a right-wing, anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist. But they are partially right. David Ellison does have Jewish heritage, and he is probably Zionist-leaning, but if you're a noticer, this is not news at all, and it's common knowledge. Hollywood has been Jewish forever. It's nothing new. We have known for a while now that they inject subversive messaging into the content for the masses, but think of it like this. Would you rather have a base producer that happens to be a little Zionist that makes great movies with conservative values, or would you rather have an Israel hater that makes trash movies with liberal propaganda in them? The answer should be obvious. People are acting like this is gonna intrinsically ruin the DCU, but I don't think they realize that Paramount has been making good movies for a while, like for more than a decade. Way better than Netflix movies, that's for sure. But apparently that's not enough, I guess, because the general consensus is still that Netflix would handle the DCU better than Paramount. Even though Paramount has made movies like Mission Impossible, Terminator, Jack Reacher, The Tomorrow War, Top Gun, Tom Clancy, and the Transformers movies. But we're somehow supposed to believe that they can't make the DCU way better than James Gunn's version. Like, it's so laughable, man. It's clear that Paramount has a way better track record than the current leaders of the DCU. I mean, James Gunn literally hired the director of the trash Flash movie to make a Batman movie. Like, you don't understand how cooked the DCU was under James Gunn. And Netflix's movie catalog is not much better than James Gunn's either, and I don't think it comes close to stacking up with Paramount's deep catalog of great movies. It feels like the fake DC fans who just migrated from the crumbling MCU don't actually care about the quality of the movies or the legacies of the heroes in them. All they want is for the DCU to cater to the gay modern audience and have constant allusions to real-world problems that are constantly happening, which wasn't really in the MCU that much too, by the way. And the other crazy thing about the merger is that James Gunn fans are seething at the fact that the movies might, keyword might, be more conservative and macho and manly because of the company's ties to Trump. They are extremely upset at the fact that Superman might not be a woke icon anymore that perfectly aligns with every liberal stance on politics. And this is very funny to me because these types of people always love to call conservatives crazy for noticing leftist messaging. And even if you're not conservative or you're just independent or something, they'll still call you an undercover conservative or Republican or MAGA for noticing the leftist messaging in all these movies, TV shows, and games. They love to gaslight us by saying that it's not actually there and we're just crazy conspiracy theorists. Well, now they're actually admitting that Superman is supposed to be woke and James Gunn's DCU is woke, and that's exactly what they want it to be for the entirety of the DC cinematic universe. This is exactly why Paramount acquiring WB is a great thing at the end of the day, because most of the things that the James Gunn stans don't want to happen are actually good things, like having a more serious approach instead of the whimsical Guardians of the Galaxy millennial writing. Also, some conservative messaging would be a nice change from the slog of liberal entertainment that's been poisoning every single franchise, as well as new franchises too. The only thing you can really say that's bad about this merger is that the CEO is an Israel supporter, but Trump is too, and he's doing some good at least, so it's not going to be the end of the world or that bad in terms of that. Even the people that hate this deal admit that Paramount winning the bidding war means that movies will stay in the theaters longer, which is good, I guess. Not something I really care about, honestly, but it's another thing to consider, I guess. And on top of that, something I haven't seen many people talk about is that now that Paramount basically won over Netflix, the video game side of WB is in way better hands now. I'm personally really happy that Mortal Kombat at least has a future now, because bro, I have so many hours invested in that game. But yeah, Mortal Kombat is especially gonna get at least some attention, as well as the other IPs under WB like the Arkham games, etc. If Netflix had WB, the gaming division would have 100% died in a couple of years. So yeah, that's another reason why the Paramount WB merger is such a great thing. But yeah, that's basically the whole situation. I think it's a good thing that Paramount won, and I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I don't care. But yeah, hopefully this Paramount deal goes through so they can finally start changing the DCU for the better. But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.